Hello, this is Jolly Steve, and welcome to this video tutorial for new users who just signed up and want to know how to set up their mobile phone. Um, so I've done that exactly to start. I've set up a new account and I've logged in. And I can tell that I'm logged in because it doesn't say log in here, it says my account, and because my username is over here. I've got the dashboard across the top. And then by default, I landed on the My Numbers page, which is after you sign up, that'll be your default page. So when you get started, the common thing that we get asked is, okay, I signed up, so now you can screen my calls for me. Now you can intercept my calls for me. And in fact, we cannot do that just because you signed up. You have to help us by click to finish the setup. You have to help us by finishing the setup because it's not like anybody out there can just take over your phone. It's your phone and you own it. So you have to tell the phone company to forward calls to us, and then we're able to help you. So we're going to set this up with something called Pirate Voicemail. And Pirate Voicemail is a voicemail replacement for the regular voicemail that comes with your phone. And Pirate Voicemail will screen your calls for you, use the international database of scammers and telemarketers. We'll check that. We will also check your own whitelist and blacklist whenever a call arrives, and it will challenge people if they're not on a list to prove that they're human, and if they are on the list, that they are blacklisted, then they're going to go to a robot, and if they're whitelisted, they're going to go to a regular voicemail. They can leave a message for you. So that's what Pirate Voicemail is, and we'll look a little bit more at that in a second. Okay, so when we go to set this up, what you're going to do is click on the settings icon here, the phone number, or this click. They all have the same effect. All of these have the same effect, which is that when you click on them, they're going to open a box that's going to guide you through, because it's your first time. We want to guide you through the setup of Pirate Voicemail. So it's going to give you tell you how to do this. So now before I do this, I just want to show you the other settings for Pirate Voicemail. So I'm going to just skip and I'll do this later. And I just want to show you when you clicked on this, it opens this box. And after we've completed the setup, we won't get that other window, that other page in between. You'll just come to here. So what settings do we want to do? Well, let me just give this a label. And let's say this is Jolly Steve's cell phone. You can put whatever you want in these labels. There's my number. You can change the type. If you said that it was one type of phone and it's actually a different type of phone, you can change them. It doesn't matter too much for the most part. So I'm going to leave this as an Android for now. And by default, the pirate that you pick to answer, Pirate Robot, is randomly selected. If you want, you can, if you're a woman and you want to have a female voice, you can pick a random female. Or if you're a man and you want a male voice, you can pick random male, or you can pick your favorites. And I'm going to pick my favorite today. Let's see, I think Whiskey Jack is going to be my favorite today. And you see here, there's a Pirate Voicemail number. We have assigned this number to you for your use. And that is what you're going to tell your phone company. You're going to say, forward my calls if I don't answer them, or my phone is busy, or my battery is dead, or for whatever reason that I would go to voicemail, forward them to this number. And when you forward to this number, you'll have all of the capabilities and features of Jolly Roger. And we'll say that the spam threshold of 0 to 100, anything that scores over 80 is considered a telemarketer or a spammer. That's pretty good. Anything over 80 almost always is. And oh, by the way, if you want to get text every time someone leaves you a message, then you click on that and you get a transcription with it. You get a text with a transcription of the beginning part of the message. Okay, so I'm going to update that. And it closes up, and you see here I've now got Whiskey Jack as my guy, and there's my label. But I still haven't finished my setup, so let's go do that now. I'll click on that. So let's read what it says. It says, here's how to test and complete your Pirate Voicemail setup. Step 1, if you haven't already, and I haven't, you need to set up your cell phone. Here's that number. That's my cell phone over here. Set up that cell phone to use your new personalized Pirate Voicemail number of that, which is what we saw over here. Now, different phone companies will have different ways of doing this. So it just so happens I'm using AT&T Wireless. Using these other guys, click on those other guys. If you don't see your phone company on the list, click on that, and we'll try and get you some help. But a lot of companies are borrowing, they're called, here, let's click on AT&T Wireless. And when you click on that, because that's what kind I've got, you get some more information. So first of all, there's some background information about Powered Voicemail. So if I've gone too fast and you want to read up on it, that's where you go. And then it explains to you that many companies actually rent their lines from AT&T Wireless. They're called mobile virtual network operator using AT&T. So they're using the network that AT&T has, and then maybe they have different kinds of offerings. So for example, there's a lot of phones which are pay-as-you-go phones or prepay phones that you can use instead. So if you have a phone that's not AT&T, but they are an MVNO of AT&T, then probably these instructions will work the exact same. And if you're wondering, I wonder if they are an MVNO of AT&T or not, then there's some of them are listed here. Okay, so that can help you. Okay, so let's come back here. So now I want to try, it says instructions for my iPhone. What do I have to do? Well, there's two ways to do it with AT&T. If you've got an iPhone, you can do this, and if you've got an Android, you can do this. The same procedure also works on an Android, but it's just a little easier to do the second one. So the first one says, here's your part voicemail number we've assigned to you, 360, and it says, to instruct AT&T Wireless to use this number for your voicemail, dial **004 *1, and then your phone number, and then a pound. If you do that, then you get this screen on your phone telling you that, hey, it worked, everything's fine, setting registration succeeded, and you're all set. Okay, so that's good. And if you have an Android phone, you can still do that, or you can do right on your phone. If you open the phone and you go into settings, then it lets you set your settings here for call forwarding, so you can do that. Okay, so once you've done that, you've completed that, you've told your phone company everything's good. Well, now when you come back here, it says step 1, click on the instructions for your phone company. We did that. Step 2, now that you've set things up with your phone company, let us test it. Click the Test My Phone button and follow any additional instructions. Okay, let me do that. Test My Phone button. And then it says test in progress. Okay, we have launched a test call to your phone. Caller ID will be, do not answer it when it rings. Did this work? Well, if you've noticed, I didn't stop and actually set up my phone. So I did not set up my phone, but it says, okay, you may need to refresh. So I can say, okay, did the test work? When ready, the results will be shown underneath the phone number. So on the My Numbers page. So the results are going to be here. And I'm just going to say, okay. And let's see if we have any results yet. Whoops, last test failed. So let me click on that. And it says last test at about 30 seconds ago, the result was the call did not connect to the Jolly Roger bots. Please check your voicemail setup and test again. So I didn't do the setup. So I'm not going to go do that now. There's another, I suggest you might want to go next to checking out the tutorial called Test My Phone. And we're going to do some of these tests. And that will be very instructive for how to get a successful test here. What I do want to say is, let's assume for a second you got a successful test. The next thing that I would suggest you do after it does test nicely is go check out your whitelist and blacklist. If you want to set some things up there, there's a tutorial for that. And maybe you want to look at your call log and see how that looks when you get calls. Okay, so this is Jolly Steve saying thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening to this tutorial, and good luck stopping those scammers and telemarketers from bothering you. So time for me to jump ship. Take care and goodbye.